Here's something that might surprise you. 72% of Salesforce customers are actually small and medium-sized businesses. SMB, get this, one of the fastest growing, most energized segments here at Salesforce. We're about to show you how turnkey agents help SMBs turn big ideas into reality. I'm Kerry Chow, joined by Adam Alfano, President of Sales at Salesforce and our global leader for SMB. Adam, first of all, thank you for being here at the Salesforce Plus
Kerry,
desk.
thrilled to be here. We were talking some NBA playoffs before this. Now we're on to SMB and AI and Agentforce. And
whatever
headless.
acronym you want, NBA,
we'll
SMB, it's all good for us
Yeah.
on SFP. Adam, you've been at Salesforce for nearly 18 years. Tell me, what makes this moment in SMB feel different from anything you've kind of seen before here?
Yeah, when you're in these transformations, I've been here a long time, and I remember going to the mobile transformation, and of course social really taking hold and collaborating in new ways, and then the early advent of AI, and all of these transformations felt like they had a lot of potential. This one's unique because it's a whole different way of working. I mean, we're talking about companies that are going to be small in employee stature and huge in revenue and external reach, and this new wave of efficiency and execution, and just having a front row seat and working with companies and helping them through this change and undergoing it ourselves, it's really fascinating. It's the most excited I've been. I
love that, how you put it. It's kind of redefining the game. And to use an NBA analogy, right? It's like you're a small market team, but you get to play with the big boys now with this AI technology.
Yeah, exactly.
The SMB team has kind of been customer zero for Agentforce internally. What has Agentforce actually looked like in practice, and what does it tell you about what's actually possible for customers?
Yeah, I mean, we want to turn our technology on ourselves and drive as much efficiency as we can in our high-velocity sales motion. I have about 3,200 sales reps selling in SMB globally, and if they can be a little more productive, create better customer experiences, spend more time sitting in front of customers solving problems than doing admin work, we're going to be a lot better off. And when you look at where we've applied Agentforce and it's had an impact, I go to sleep at night, and Qualified and our engagement agent are finding and nurturing leads and booking meetings, and we'll do tens of millions of dollars of revenue off of that channel, if not more. Our help agent is taking customer inquiries and helping our customers and deflecting help cases and creating a way better experience. But in the middle, the sellers, with all the hiring we do, we transition accounts and we need to transfer knowledge. That happens. Now Slackbot knows everything that's happened, has a deep understanding of all of our metadata, all of our Slack data, and I'm sitting with customers and I can say, hey, I'm talking to Jennifer, what should we talk about in this meeting? Slackbot will give me an incredible rundown. When you think about automating rep onboarding and unlocking that tribal knowledge, now it's all at their fingertips. We have a lot more coming. We're starting to really automate our revenue orchestration right off the call transcripts, which is super exciting. And so what it boils down to is a lot of automation, a lot of human out-of-the-loop processes happening so that our sales and service and sales engineers and SDRs can spend all their time helping customers. It's so exciting.
It is so exciting. Kind of piggybacking off of that, when you're in sales and you're trying to find out this information about somebody's LinkedIn or just to make connection points, but the fact that Slackbot
knows everything.
Yeah. And you're able to then really lock in and chat with somebody and get to know these people. It is incredible.
Yeah.
Where are you finding customers are when it comes to success with Salesforce? What are perhaps the most exciting use cases that you're seeing?
Kerry, Salesforce is going to be the operating system for front office agents. And we've announced headless. We talked about it a lot at the keynote. We have a lot of customers doing this. We're doing it. I've done a bunch of work this morning. I'm walking around the world tour. We're closing the quarter. And I'm not logging into Salesforce. I'm on Slackbot, right? And I'm analyzing my data, and I'm getting updates, and I'm looking at deals, and I'm communicating. And so we're sort of seeing that headless world. Now we have SMB customers that are doing this in incredible ways. SaaStr is one that comes to mind where they've deployed all their agents. Their agents are smart. They have great data integrity and context because they're hooked into Salesforce. And it really allows them to have great email deliverability, context, execution. And so we're seeing this brain, this platform for agentic work in Salesforce. It's like the tooling these agents are going to use. And we're seeing small business, Symbol's another one you're going to talk to in a second. You're going to hear from Brandon that they use Salesforce as the core foundation. That platform is the tooling for the agents to do the work. And then these agents can go and create great context in finding leads, solving service issues, and really free up their humans to do even more contextual.
You know, you mentioned this Salesforce Headless 360. The fact that it is everywhere. It's wherever we are, where we need it, when we need it. Let's talk a little bit about the competitive landscape, because I'm curious, like, SMBs have a lot of choices when it comes to this. Like, why choose Salesforce?
Yeah, I was at a customer dinner last night, and I sat with some great customers, and they're deploying agents, and they're using CLI tools. Some of their agents they're buying, many they're buying from us, some they're building with Claude and other tools like that. Now, when you think about headless and how the competitive landscape's changing, there's a battle for the UI for sure, but also there's new mechanisms to create and disintermediate UI. The one thing that continues to be true is when you're dealing with customers, when you're dealing with orders, when you're dealing with customer data, it needs to be safe and secure. It needs to be accurate. It can't be probabilistic. It has to be absolute. It has to be deterministic. And so the one thing they all shared in common is they're building these agents. I'll advocate for ours. I think Agentforce is incredible. I think Slackbot's incredible. You know, some of them are using Claude. Some of them are using other things. Salesforce Headless is that foundation that's creating the integrity of the data, the safeguards, the processes, and frankly, the tooling. And I think that's really unique. And so that competitive landscape is changed a lot. Before it was like competing against different SaaS platforms. Now I feel like it's a lot about like building this stability and tooling, and then a lot of competing on the front end. And you can build agents, you can buy agents. There's lots of ways to get there. I hope everybody watching will try Agentforce for outbound prospecting and customer service, and use Slackbot for internal agents. But we're competing with the ability to build some of those things too, and that's a lot of fun. And I think if you've grounded that in a headless platform, if you're using Salesforce to govern the work, you know those agents are going to be smart and secure and have the right context.
That's what, when it comes to agents and AI, you know, companies are still hoping, they want that security, they want that trust, and that truly is a Salesforce differentiator when it comes to that. Real quickly, a final question here, and you kind of already touched on it, but like, what would be your advice to, say, a small business leader who is exploring Salesforce and AI right now, but just isn't sure where to start?
I mean, it's actually just to start. You just got to get the wheels in motion. Building agents has become really easy. Onboarding Agentforce with Agent Builder and Agentforce Vibes is easy, you know, but tuning and training and onboarding an agent, it's like you're taking on a new employee. It's a bit of a skill that I think every business needs to learn. And the companies I'm seeing, I'll mention Brandon again, because you're going to talk to him in a symbol. The companies I'm seeing that are the most successful, they're going for it, you know, and they're taking, I wouldn't say they're taking chances, but they're leaning in, they're building, they're trying some things, they're iterating. And I would just say, you know, the enemy of execution is inaction. I think right now is a time for SMBs to go and embrace this automation, embrace these tools, start trying them, and we have a team that'll help set up and coach these agents. We'd love to do it.
Yeah.
And that's really the key.
We got answers here at Salesforce.
Yeah,
we got answers. Love how AI is making it possible for small businesses to ultimately compete and scale at any level. The momentum is real. Adam, thank you for your
great to see you, Carey. Appreciate it.
Likewise.
All right, see you soon.
Appreciate that. To learn more about how Salesforce and Slack can help your growing business scale, start your free trial by visiting sforce.co/SMB free trial or scan the QR code on your screen.